Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, welcome to this book review and recommendation. Whether you're a student in the English education department, a language enthusiast, or an aspiring language teacher, this is going to be worth your time. Today, I'm really excited to introduce a book that completely reshaped how I see language learning and teaching. The title is Task-Based Language Education from Theory to Practice, edited by Chris van den Branden. This book is not just about informative, it's inspiring.
Wow.
It offers both a strong theoretical foundation and practical strategies for the classroom. So, if you're someone who wonders, how can I make language learning more real, more meaningful, and more enjoyable for my students, this book is a game changer. Let's start with what the book is really about. The main purpose of this book is to explain how task-based language teaching or TBLT works and how we can apply it in real classrooms. The idea behind TBLT is quite simple but powerful. Language is best learned by using it to do real things. So instead of doing grammar rules or memorizing vocabulary lists, students are encouraged to use the language to complete tasks, like making decisions, solving problems, or discussing plans. This is especially helpful in language education because it reflects how we actually use language in real life. So, who is this book for? It's mainly written for language teachers who want to make their lessons more interactive, and pre-service teachers or teacher trainees preparing for the classroom, or also curriculum designers working on innovative syllabi, and also researchers who are interested in second language acquisition and pedagogy. Even if you're not teaching yet, like me, this book is super useful for students in TEFL, TESOL, and EFL programs who are doing courseworks, preparing for a practicum, or even planning a SITS. Now let's talk about themes. This book has 4 key themes. The first one is learning by doing. Students improve their language skills by doing meaningful tasks, not just by listening or repeating. For example, include planning a vacation, writing a job application, or discussing how to solve a problem. The second is focusing on communication. The goal is for students to communicate successfully in their target language, not just talk about grammar. And the third one is collaborative learning. Students often work in pairs or groups, which promotes real-time negotiation, clarification, and active language use. And the last one is real-world relevance. The tasks are inspired by everyday life, by real life. This makes learning more engaging because students see the point. They are doing what they might actually do outside the classroom. And now, let's talk about strengths and weaknesses of this book. The first one is strengths. So, this book is practical and grounded. The book doesn't just theorize. It provides concrete suggestions and real-life classroom activities example that are easy to imagine and even easier to adapt. And theory meets practice. For each theoretical explanation, there is often a practical follow-up, like how to design a task, assess it, and implement it with real learners. And then multiple voices. Since it's an edited volume, it brings together different contributors from various countries and teaching contexts. That means you get a wide range of ideas, experiences, and examples. And the last strength of this book is innovative perspective. If you're used to traditional method like grammar, translation, or PPP present practice and produce, this book will challenge your thinking. It encourages us to be more student-centered and more task-oriented. And the weaknesses, or one possibly downside, is that the writing can be academic. Some chapters use quite a bit of jargon, which might be challenging if you're still new to language education. And also because each chapter is written by different authors, the tone and style can vary, which makes the reading experience a bit uneven, like we are confused by the different style. And yes, it assumes that readers already have some background knowledge in education or applied linguistics, so beginners might find it a little heavy in certain parts. But overall, these are minor issues when compared to the value the book offers. So why should you read this book? Because it offers a fresh, modern, and effective way of teaching languages. It shows you how to move beyond worksheets and drills, and create learning experiences that are meaningful and motivating. If you're a future teacher like me, inshallah, or even someone doing their teaching practicum, this book will help you design lessons that are more engaging, more interactive, more useful for students in the real world. You will learn how to build lessons around tasks that push students to think, to communicate, to negotiate meaning, and solve problems, and while doing all that, they are actually learning the language without realizing it's learning in the traditional sense. This approach really fits today's learner, who often feel bored and or disconnect from textbook-based methods. To wrap things up, task-based language education from theory to practice is not just another methodology book. It's a guide to making language learning more meaningful, practical, and enjoyable. It shows us that teaching languages is not just about covering content, but about creating opportunities for students to use the language in realistic and empowering ways. So, if you're looking for research that can inspire your teaching and equip you with tools that really work in the classroom, this is the book you need. Thank you for watching, and I hope you will read this book. Happy reading, and more importantly, happy teaching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.